Can you just give us an overview of the main issues in Longman?
Well, I think the main issues in Longman are principally work choices or industrial relations. The reality of our community here is that it's a working area, and a lot of people have been badly hit by that. It's also an area with a large elderly population, and they are rightly concerned for the future of their children and grandchildren. Cost of living has been an issue that people have wanted to talk to me a lot about. Petrol prices, food prices, housing costs, and we know that today that just got worse. The prospect of a nuclear power station in the area is of concern to a great many.
There have been reports in the media suggesting that Bribie Island or another location in Longman are proposed sites for a nuclear power station. Can you give us some background info on where these reports actually originated from?
Reports originate from the only work that's been done to identify potential localities for nuclear power stations. It was done by an organisation called the Australia Institute, which is from Canberra.
Mm-hmm.
It was released in January of this year. It's their research report number 40. And that report was done because the Institute felt that the government's decision to firstly consider nuclear power and then to have Mr Switkowski name 25 as being the number of power stations, and suggest that Australia should have a debate about it without knowing where they would most likely be. The point that I continually make every time somebody says there won't be one here is this: until such time as somebody else does either a scientific, an academic, or a politically driven report as to where nuclear power stations could be, the Australia Institute's report is the only work we've got. It's identified 19 localities that satisfy 4 major criteria, and the Bribie Island area is one of them. So too is Noosa, which ought to be fairly interesting for the people up there.
Do you think there has been enough debate about this issue in the media?
Well, I certainly think that the local media has moved to shut the issue down, and in fact have said on more than one occasion, unless there's something new, we're not going to carry any more stories about the prospect of a nuclear power station. So I mean, that's their right to do that, but it certainly doesn't help publicise the issue locally. It is complex. I think, it's quite clear that even the people who support the prospect of Australia going down a nuclear power path, and that's a small number, are very concerned about having it in their own area, and so they should be. Every nuclear power station is also a nuclear waste storage facility. It's a complex issue. I'm trying the hardest I can to give people the information about it, but there's still a level of confusion about why we're under the pump here and what it exactly would entail.
Do you think this will affect the way people vote in the electorate of Longman?
I'm sure it will. There will be people who would support the Howard government as a normal course, who would not want to see a nuclear power plant in their area, bringing down their property values, making the area that much more of a target for anybody who would wish to take hostile action. The issue of nuclear power is a vote turner, I believe.